Good morning everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up. Right, today's video is a bit of a mashup of the last couple of days. When I made the tomato video showing all this the other day, I also did some other things, other little jobs which now tie in with what I did yesterday and then tie in with what I'm going to do today as well. So there's a bit of a mashup, and unless it's today's video, I'll put a little text insert on there to say what day and date it was, or how many days ago, or whatever. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Okay, it's time to pot on some of these plants that I sowed earlier in the season. Just going to take out watching them out. These are Shasta daisy. They're a perennial, and they're a daisy. Wouldn't think it, would you? Anyway, they were all grown in this soil, so I shall pop them up into this soil. There we go. Shake the soil off, tease them apart. Gently tease them apart, that is. You don't want to break the roots. See how very quickly there we've got tons of plants. They'll all get a good soaking in a minute. So these things should grow. Oh, I've seen them up to 5 or 6 foot. They generally grow about 4 foot, I think. But they're just wicked with big daisy-like flowers, and they're brilliant for the back of a border. Brilliant wherever you want a show of flowers, to be honest with you. They're just really, really good plants. Right, so I've had a little go at this bed now and taken some seedlings out, potted them on, put them in trays and watered them. There's obviously a lot more to come out of there yet. I'm only halfway across the bed, and those are cornflowers, the ones that are absolutely massive there towards the right hand side. They've got far too big. I'm going to have to chuck them and chance them, and that is chuck them and chance them straight into the bed outside and see if they work. They can be a bit patchy, but I shall plant half out, and the ones that die I'll replace them with the other half. Anyway, we're going to have a look at the others, the ones that I have potted on. Right, this is where I've got up to, and the plants that I've just potted on this morning. Over here we have Shasta daisies. They're a perennial. They'll grow anywhere between 4 and 6 foot tall, wicked with flowers through the summer. Lupins, hollyhocks, cleome, gypsophila and nicotiana, those two over there. So there we go, and that's only sort of a third of the flowers that were in that little bed. So it just goes to show you, just, you know, I mean, when I sowed those seeds early in the season, all I did was throw them in the ground, throw some soil over them, and then just watered them when I thought about it. Haven't given them hardly any care, it didn't take hardly any time to do, and you reap the rewards like this. You know, masses of plants. I'm going to have 3-4 times as many plants as this from that little sow in there that, you know, I put all in, you know, a 5-minute video. because it only took me like 2-3 minutes to sow all those plants. So there we go. Right, I'm back on the pepper bed now, in the little tunnel. We were here the other day when I roughed it up with the claw, and I said I was going to water it, which I've done, and rake it down, which I've also done. That brings the finer particles up to the top, and what I'm going to do now is, to that damp soil, is I'm going to add some fertilizers. Now, my reasoning for this and the way I've done it is that I want my fertilizers to be in contact with that damp soil, and when I've sprinkled all this on again, I will rake it into the top inch or two and then wet it again, but I won't drench it. I don't want the water to push that down through the soil, which is why I did the work the other day. I want that in the surface and to sink slowly through the soil through the season as I water. I don't want to be working it and pushing it down in there straight away. So anyway, the feed I'm putting down, blood, fish and bone, which is a good long-term fertilizer. I know my peppers are at home are very lime green. I've discussed that on another video. So I'm adding an extra nitrogen feed here, which will help to green them up. This is pure nitrogen. This is sulfate of ammonia. You can use this on all your leafy plants like brassicas, lettuce, anywhere where you want to green things up. You can even use it on your lawn, which is what most people use it for. So now I'll just give that a light raking in, and a quick water, and that's done now. And in the next couple of days the peppers will actually go in there. So that's this bed now ready. I can now move on to something else, and I won't need to feed this soil or the plants now until the fruit starts setting. Next in today are my peppers. I've been dying to put these in because they've got this horrible lime green colour, but I've treated the soil with some fertilizers that should solve that. I've used the sulfate of ammonia, which is what is essentially in grass feed, and it will help these plants to green up. They're reasonably healthy plants. They've got good root systems on them, as you can see. They're just lacking in nutrients, so I'm hoping now that the stuff I've put in the soil will help them pick up over the next few days, because I've actually got one of these that are in flower now. Yeah, this one here. I've even got a small pepper growing on that one. So we'll just get these in, water them in, and I think then we'll call it a day for today after that. I'm getting my sweet corn in today. I've been growing these in root trainers. You can see how well the roots come down. They get down to the bottom, they go through the hole and they get dried off. But I've had these in soil, on top of soil, for 2 days, and look how much the roots have tried to grow out. It's got amazing, speedy plants. Sweet corn are a grass, so they don't really fit in with your normal rotation of crops. So essentially you can grow them anywhere, and if you really wanted to, you could grow them in the same place every year. I've pre-bored some holes, so all I've got to do now is just chuck them in the hole. Look at that, amazing. And then water them. I've got protection around them. This is not something I see many people doing, but it's what works for me. Again, I will have seen somewhere that somebody did it and I tried it, and my plants were twice the size of anybody else's on the plot on this allotment size. Now, it's not a competition to grow the biggest plant, but if your plant is 6 foot tall, you're liable to get 3 cobs on each plant. If it's smaller, you'll get 1 or 2. I never grow to race anybody or to be better than anybody. I grow to get the plant the best I can, and that's my only consideration. So this protection will stay around it all season. I'll water it in a minute, put a front on it and a lid, and when these actually hit the top of the lid, I'll take the lid off and leave it off, but I will leave the surroundings on, because that wind, I think, rocks the plants, and I don't think it does them any good. They've always been better for me protected within the confines of something surrounding them. So just give them a good water. Now I've got a good 4 or 5 inches of compost on top of here, and underneath is some old rotted manure going down another 4 or 5 inches and down to the soil. So I'm really only going to need to water this for about a week, every couple of days, just to get the water past this compost down into the manure and soak in. The roots from the plants will go down and find it, and I won't need to water as much, because essentially it's mulched. So that's it, that's watered. Excuse me walking in front of the camera. So that's it, job done. So there we go, there's 2 of them done. 3 rows of 6 plants in each, so 18, 36 plants, all protected. And I'll leave those lids on now until they actually hit the roof in there. Right, multi-sown module leeks. This is a brilliant use of the multi-sowing method into modules. I've got anywhere sort of between 3, 4 and 1 and 2 in here, so through the winter when I pull these, I'll get a great variety of different sizes for different uses. So I can choose, if I want baby leeks in cheese sauce for instance, I can choose one where there's like 4 in a cell where they're likely to be a bit smaller. But if I want big chopping leeks, then I'll just pick the big chopping leeks. So we'll get these in here. These holes I've burrowed down fairly deep, and as a standard with leeks, you don't backfill them, you just chuck them in the hole and leave them. Get them down, watering fills the hole for you. I mean, I'm lucky in this respect that I've got these nice deep raised beds and managed to fill them all with compost, mostly. That's going to pay me back in spades. So I'll just push them down into the hole. There we go, planting leeks is as easy as that. Right, next up today is radishes. So again, it's the same crack, it's a pre-bored hole, and I just put the plug in. There we go, it's enough of that I reckon. Radishes, I'll finish the rest off and water them in a minute. These 2 little holes on the end here are for these beauties, courgettes. I'm putting a couple in there. Just saddle them in. There we go. So that's another little bit done. That's it, another day on the allotment done. Lots of planting done today, which I'm quite happy about, and there's lots more to come in this next week. There's all this lot which you can't really see, but there's quite a bit of it to go, and there's bits and bobs hiding around everywhere. So that's just a bit of a mash-up of the last couple of days. I wanted to keep the tomato video purely tomatoes. That's why on the same day that I shot that, I did other things, so I've sort of put them all into one video. If you are new to the channel, then please consider to subscribe to the channel and select the notifications all, then you won't miss any of my newer content as they're posted. So that's that little thing. There's a little graphic just appearing here which will show you how you do it. Anyway, so that's it. Please stay safe, look after yourself, get out there and get a bit of gardening done, a bit of mental therapy, get after it. And I'll see you in a couple of days. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra now.